On the last part, Frieza is pissed off. His plans laid in ruins thanks to Piccolo and Kami's interference. He was gonna kill all of them. Frieza slowly releases the shackles on his power as he fights, going all the way into his final form. Sensing Frieza's power, Goku knows they stand no chance. However, Vegeta's random remark about Zenkai boost allows them to formulate a plan. Goku, Vegeta and Nappa injure themselves to a significant degree before each consuming a Senzu Bean. This significant power-up allows Goku in Kaioken times 20 to best Final Form Frieza for good with an exceptionally powerful Kamehameha. However, Goku never turns Super Saiyan here. Will the lack of knowledge of how to turn Super Saiyan eventually harm the Z Fighters in the long run? Well, these are questions we'll answer today on Dragon Ball Z. As the fight between Frieza and Goku wraps up, a spybot continues observing the scene. This is none other than Dr. Gero. With this new data and his almost completed work, there was no way he wouldn't be able to defeat Son Goku. So, let's cover what would happen in the future timeline. Most of it stays the exact same. Without the battles happening on planet Namek, Gero basically has full grasp of Goku's abilities. King Cold will come to Earth like usual. However, Goku even without Super Saiyan will be able to best him with the Kaioken. One thing to take note is the lack of planet Yadret, so Goku doesn't learn off the instant transmission. When the androids arrive, however, it's even more of a one-sided beatdown. Goku already perishes to the heart virus beforehand. So, with Vegeta and the rest, they have no chance against the androids and all die, leaving only Gohan and Trunks to safeguard the future. As usual, future Gohan will lose his life to the androids as well, leaving only Trunks left to go to the past. Trunks here doesn't know how to turn Super Saiyan, however, so Goku is still the one to defeat King Cold instead of future Trunks being the one to do so. As usual, Trunks approaches Goku and passes him the heart virus medication, informing him of the androids that will come in the next 3 years. Goku and the rest start their intense training like usual. However, no one knows the catalyst to turn Super Saiyan. Vegeta's anger at Goku for being stronger than him isn't enough to push him over the edge, as Goku isn't a Super Saiyan here, so Vegeta's inferiority complex isn't fully at play. When androids 19 and 20 finally arrive, Goku and the rest intercept their advances like usual. However, Goku just in Kaioken is already not a match for Android 19. Piccolo here also hasn't ever fused with Neo, so he isn't of much help whatsoever. As Android 19 drains Goku's energy, Vegeta and Nappa arrive on the scene. Unfortunately for them, they aren't enough to make a significant impact on the battle. However, there was still one hope left. Gohan, seeing everyone laying defeated on the ground, gets a substantial rage boost as he manages to dispatch Android 19 with a powerful Masenko from behind that caught the android off guard. Unfortunately, this power-up is temporary, and Android 20 then defeats Gohan soon after. Just like that, the timeline has basically aligned with the future, with all the fighters defeated. Android 20 walks around, a satisfied smirk on his face. However, before he could finish Goku off, someone kicks him, sending him flying. Gero catches himself. The kick itself wasn't that strong. However, he didn't expect another fighter to enter the battle. It was a mysterious teen he couldn't identify. This was none other than future Trunks. Without Super Saiyan here, Trunks is unfortunately no match for Gero. Trunks knows that, however. There was still one last person who hadn't joined the fight who would be their salvation. Krillin suddenly flies in, yelling solar flare. Jiro's eyes are blinded as he is temporarily stunned. When he reopens his eyes, all the Z fighters were gone. Krillin and Trunks had managed to transport all the injured Z fighters right out of there. Obviously, Jiro wasn't too happy about this outcome. However, he wasn't too displeased either. He had already gotten what he wanted out of this fight. Confirmation that he indeed could best all the Z fighters. As Goku recuperates, the rest of the Z fighters reconvene to plan their next move. Vegeta, who has had his pride utterly demolished, stood there motionless, reflecting. Piccolo meanwhile leaps towards Kami's lookout. There was only one thing left to do. Kami, who was initially hesitant about the fusion, witnessed the abomination known as Cell, and finally decides to heed Piccolo's request. Piccolo and Kami fuse, forming the Nameless Namekian, as the Nameless Namekian heads down to meet Cell. Keep in mind that Piccolo here is weaker as he has never fused with New, so Cell was actually able to put Piccolo on the ropes. However, Piccolo was just still slightly ahead of Cell, which results in him utilizing the solar flare to flee the battle. Cell's next game plan was to obviously find the androids, and the first place he searches is Dr. Jiro's lab. And guess what he finds there? Cell cackles in delight. Androids 17 and 18, both still locked up in their pods. Though there was one more thing to address. Cell comes out of the shadows and greets Dr. Jiro. Jiro has no idea who or what Cell is, and he's immediately on guard. However, Cell tells Jiro to calm down. After all, they were on the same side. Cell was Dr. Jiro's creation. Jiro lowers his hand in confusion. Cell gestures at himself, still incubating in the pod. He was Cell, but 20 years into the future. He had come back utilizing the time machine. Jiro's jaw drops in amazement. His secret side project had actually succeeded. Jiro immediately knows Cell's objective. He was here for 17 and 18. Jiro steps aside, giving Cell full access to the 17 and 18 capsules. Cell opens them, and before 17 and 18 can even react, Cell absorbs them. Cell goes straight from his imperfect form into his perfected state, his power rising exponentially as he morphs. Cell laughs as he powers up, his power shaking the entire earth. As Jiro smiles, the rest of the Z fighters sense the increased power as well. That was definitely not a good sign. Goku also finally wakes up after his heart virus, as he dons a serious look on his face. This new foe was unlike anything they have ever faced. As Cell awakens his true power, this is where we'll leave things off for now. Without the power of the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, will any of the Z fighters ever stand a chance against Perfect Cell? Well, these are questions we'll answer in the next part on Dragon Ball Z.